And we back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And she's back.
I'm back. I'm back.
She definitely is back for sure.
I was on FMLA.
I was faking sick. That's what she was on.
I needed my family medical leave.
For sure.
Effective immediately.
It's episode 9. And you know how we got to get it started.
Drop them tunes.
No, we going to drop them tunes. We going to get it going. But you know, first, before we drop the tunes, we always got to hit that bomb one more time. Then bring it in the right way.
Can't bite my tongue, say what I please. Diamonds dancing up my sleeve. Dropped out school just ain't for me, but I still know my ABCs. Pills of X, got O's and P's. Catching plays, you catching Z's. Trapping out the double tree, just counted up like 40 G's. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Still breaking bread with all my folks. Jewels every time I spoke. Zaza every time I smoke. Slept on floors when I was broke. Now I give all my people hope. Food for thought, go grab a fork. VIP look like the fourth. Beat first, I jumped off the porch. We slide on ops like it's a sport. Crack infested, racks invested. Count my blessings, learn my lesson. Odds against me, God was with me. Up a mid and buy a Bentley. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Giving game to all my folks. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. I'm giving game to all my folks.
That should get you chills right there.
Yeah, still.
Every time?
Every time.
Every time, for sure. So this episode 9. And we have the lovely Ty Million official back.
I am back. I missed it. I have to say, I did miss shooting some episodes.
Did you?
Yes.
You only missed a couple.
I know that's a lot.
Yeah, that is. You know.
Yeah, I miss sitting here and just chopping it with you. But I did watch the 2 episodes and they were great.
Right.
We had family on.
Yeah, for sure.
Good topics.
Yeah.
Great topics, actually. Great topics. So it was
going
good.
through, contract negotiations, so she went through a holdout.
I did.
She thought she was slick with that one.
That's right.
But this is gonna be episode 9.
I need more money, boss.
Right.
I need more money, boss.
Well, we gonna make it happen. We want her to stick around a little longer. So this is gonna be episode 9, and this one gonna be a good one. So for episode 9, before I give y'all the title though, I guess I got to instruct everybody to make sure everybody in the classroom is on the right page. So somewhere around the bottom of y'all screen, by the time this go up, it's going to be a thumb like this. It's going to be a big ass red thing that say subscribe. We going to click that thumb. Click the thumb. What side is on? That side? That side.
No, it's on this side. Yeah.
This side?
That side.
So click the thumb over on that side. Subscribe on that side. Red button over there.
I think they both on the same side, right?
Well, if they both on the same side, whatever side they on, we gonna give it a thumb. We gonna hit a subscribe. Click both of them. I wish my son was in here. He'll tell y'all the best.
Like this.
I gotta move.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
For sure. We just made a new thing. YouTube, don't try to steal our shit. But we got episode 9. We gonna call this one right here, cause it's crazy times. We gonna call episode 9 War Ready.
War Ready.
War Ready.
Whoa.
It's a lot of shit going on right
There's
now.
a lot of stuff going on.
And we got a world that's war ready all over the place.
What we starting with?
So with war ready, we're gonna start out with all the platforms that's going to war for my podcast right now.
They beef.
But it's all right though, because we can support them all.
That's right.
So I'm gonna name the ones that we on right now.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yep.
So we got Google Podcasts.
Boom.
We got Spotify.
Boom.
We got Breaker.
Boom.
We got Pocket Cast.
Boom.
We got Radio Public.
Boom.
We got Apple Podcasts.
Boom. Boom.
We got Anchor.
Boom.
And for special exclusive content, if y'all want to see all of this and all of that, YouTube.
Boom.
So if y'all are the type that just want to sit in your car and listen to the podcast and ride and let it play going out of town, washing your car, whatever you're doing, cleaning the inside of your car out, anything you're doing, you get sitting in your car, you letting time burn in the long Chick-fil-A line, because I know how them lines be.
Man.
Every dang on day except for Sunday.
It's worth the wait, though.
It's worth it.
It's worth the wait.
But go ahead, listen to some of those platforms. We are up on those, and there's many, many more to come.
On
so be
all
ready.
on all the platforms.
Yeah, for sure.
We up. It's up.
It's up.
And it's stuck.
It's stuck. It ain't coming down either.
It's up and it's stuck.
But we're going to get into the episode, War Ready. So, starting out with War Ready, the first thing I want to hit on is I've been noticing still, and it's crazy because even in this day and age, one thing that seems that's never going to die, and it don't matter what country, culture, wherever you from, you know, gang culture
Yeah.
is always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't went nowhere.
No.
And that hasn't changed for forever. And I feel like it's not going to change because I feel like the world and humans are just completely intertwined with gang culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all want to be a part of something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when I say gang culture, I don't just mean like what y'all think about
Violence,
and,
yeah.
and Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and GDs and all that. It ain't even about all of that. Just selective pockets and groups of people that have basically created their own communities within themselves. It's technically a gang,
Yeah, absolutely. And
including police.
Yep. Just being around like-minded people, and just, you know, associating with people like yourself, trying to find the word, but you familiarize yourself with people who are interested in the things you're interested,
Right.
can talk about the things you like to talk about,
Right.
who make you comfortable, and you can just be yourself around.
For sure.
And like you said, it doesn't always have to be about gangs and violence, and well, not gangs, but it don't have to be about violence and what people assume when they think about gangs, Crips and Bloods.
Right.
Like when I was in college, they have all of these clubs.
For sure.
They have book clubs.
It's a gang.
They they have intramurals.
What is the intramurals?
So intramurals
that sounds like an activity.
It is, but it's an activity, but you like use like your group, your book club, or they have like
You use your gang.
Yeah, you use your gang,
Gang.
to compete in activities. So, you know, Black Student Union and all of these different things. So like there's gangs in college.
Definitely gangs in college. They gang banging in college, y'all.
I mean, even down to sororities and fraternities.
You know what? I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
Fraternities, sorority. I couldn't think of what the female version of a fraternity is. I kept wanting to say maternity, but that's not the right term. I was just off by a little bit, y'all. But sororities, I got love for y'all. I couldn't think of it.
It's a huge gap in letters.
But it just sounds the same. Fraternity, maternity, that should be the two associated clubs.
I can see how you would.
How you go from fraternity to sorority. I don't know what they mean. It has to be something behind it. But those are gangs.
Yeah.
You know? And I think at the end of the day, the underlining concept of any gang is that want to be accepted into a group that identifies with them and also shows them, hey, we love you as much as you love us. I think a lot of them also are formed because their regular communities or society kind of shut the door on them.
Yeah. And a lot of times too, with being a part of something, it is beneficial to a lot of people because depending on what you want to do in life and how far you want to go, or like if you want to get this a job and at one of the top firms, like being a part of a gang
for sure
will be the reason you get that job.
Yeah.
Whether it's a fraternity or a sorority or a country club.
Yeah.
You know, anything like that.
Country clubs been gang banging.
Gang.
And you know what's so crazy though about country clubs? They've been in your face gang banging to the point where, like, I wish I had the statistics right now, but I'm going to look it up when this episode is done, and I'm going to make sure I got it on the screen, so I'll keep that on my mind. Like, country clubs was so gangster, like, black people wasn't even allowed in them for the longest. They just started letting black people in, and women. Women wasn't even allowed.
True.
Like, you can have the rich ass husband that's in the country club, but they was like, why would we want a woman here?
Can't even bring your wife.
You couldn't.
Well, you can now. You can now.
Now, but they just sit around and get drunk.
Yep. Or play tennis.
And play tennis and you know.
Yacht club.
Man.
So many gangs out here.
Man. And
everybody
what's so
just
crazy is
gang
yacht clubs is like, I hate to say this, but a lot of black and inner city people don't even think of clubs like that, like country clubs or yacht clubs. They're like, what is that?
That's true.
Like, because it's not, I mean, it definitely ain't no golf courses in the hood.
No.
Tennis courts.
No.
It may be some in somewhere in some hood. You got the Williams sisters. I'm pretty sure they played somewhere in the hood and learned how to play. But it's just crazy because I just look and I'm just seeing how so many people are beginning to click up, and with them clicking up, they're just like so far into so many different avenues of things that they believe in. Mm-hmm. And then the thing that I really, really find interesting is how they form these groups, because whatever other outside entity didn't accept them, but then once they form that group, they become the mob that doesn't accept other groups.
I know, that's so crazy.
Like, how you become what you hate.
That's great. Because I think it traumatizes people.
Yeah.
So it's like you're traumatized to the point where you become numb a little bit. And then when you are finally accepted, and then you turn into the person that you hated.
Right.
It's just crazy.
And you know what? And we're not going to overlook, inner city gangs, even suburban gangs, because they out there too. It'd be suburban gangs, inner city gangs. It's probably rural area gang, rural area.
Yeah.
Rural. This is a dumb word. Why is it English? English is stupid.
It's so dumb.
Like, you just make up words. Just like rural. Why? Or why is Nike, but bike is bike? Why ain't it bikey?
What?
Like, Nike is Nike, right? Mm-hmm. But when you say bike, you don't. It's Bike, but it's not bikey. Like, English is stupid as shit. That's why we probably got the hardest language to learn.
We don't have the hardest language to learn because, see, this is my thing. Just to kind of sidebar the other conversation, like when you go into other countries, they teach their at a young age. They teach the kids the first language of their culture. Mm-hmm. They teach them English,
right?
And they teach them about 3 different types of languages, right? Come over here to the United States, and it's like you have to know. Like, these people speak fluent. So then,
well, yeah, I think that's because they want them to come over here eventually to get a better life.
But then at the same time,
not
over
because
here,
the language is easy.
But see, the thing is, then they come over. Then us here, our first language is English, but a lot of people, they not like pressing French, Spanish, Italian. Dumb as hell.
We Americans.
Oh my gosh.
That's why other countries look at us like them fat, lazy, dumb
like,
Americans.
When I see these actors and actresses, and you wouldn't even know, like, they're from Britain or France or Africa, or they're Hispanic, because when they act, they speak so well, fluently English, like speak better than some Americans.
Want to know why?
Why?
Because they're coming over here to gangbang. They got to learn the language to gangbang.
It's just like,
But that was
I
just a
hate
side
it. Yeah,
thought.
that was a sidebar.
You
But
know.
we're not gonna kind of forget or cloud the fact that
Inner city gangs.
inner city
Yeah,
gangs.
because I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like all these gangs have they have what will probably be a positive side of them, as far as like brotherhoods and community and connection and everybody being able to evolve into whatever next level of whatever it may be that they want to be within that sector. But they all have their underbelly as well, which I feel like a lot of that just has to tie into just once that negative, I can't think of the word I want to think of, but once that negative creeps into any organization or association, it's kind of bad. Once it becomes corrupt.
Yeah.
Once anything becomes corrupt, where like money's involved and other people have greed, things like that. I feel like once that happens, the lid is blew off the bucket and it's just a free fall at that point.
Yeah. And then a lot of things that I think about with this conversation is that, ultimately a lot of people just don't want to be alone.
For sure.
So they associate themselves with groups and gangs and clubs and, being surrounded by a bunch of people because we, as people, just don't like to be alone. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody ultimately wants to be alone, or because then you're just not a happy person.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be around, a bunch of people.
Just don't be out killing people and
Just
shit.
don't, right. So just
Robbing
don't
people.
be out killing people and robbing people and stuff like that. If it has a positive outlook on it, then that's dope. But
It just becomes negative because at the end of the day, I think it first starts out, like you said, just not wanting to be alone, that sense of security, a sense of protection, no longer being alienated to the point where you just like, nobody cares about me, the love that comes with it. I feel like that is the first basic standpoint of it, and then it becomes more when like people like, hey, we got to keep this organization running and we need money and stuff like that, and everybody doesn't have a Daddy Warbucks that they can go to for a donation,
Right.
like a yacht club or a country club that's going to make you pay dues of however much they motherfucking probably making you pay to keep everything up and going to the best part of what they want it to be at. It's a lot of people that's getting it out of the mud and get into these organizations for love and end up being in really, really bad situations.
yeah,
Some of them, don't really go to the extreme of others, but the one thing I will say is like inner city gangs, police, yacht clubs, country clubs, fraternities, sororities, all of them, stop doing all the negative shit.
right.
Like, cause it's too much good stuff out here for y'all to always, like, you got groups that don't want other people involved because they're a different race. You got groups that won't let people get involved because we want this patina of a girl or this size of a female or whatever, and you don't fit into that.
I've never seen a negative, and this is just my opinion. I've never seen a negative side of trying to join a fraternity or sorority. I think
Oh, no, not at all. When you got all these fraternities and sororities that be singing all them racist ass songs and shit, it's completely negative.
but I'm speaking on my. I've never seen it. I've never seen it as far as fraternity or
In
sorority.
person, or you've never seen it at all? It's
I've
been
never
all
seen
over
it
the
at
internet
all.
news.
I've never seen it at all.
We watched
Even
it
when I was
together.
racist songs.
Yeah, we're that fraternity, and I think it was like Kentucky. They were singing that racist ass song and got caught. It's a couple of them.
I remember that, but I've never. I don't remember that.
Oh
But
yeah, it's out there.
even when I was in college, I've never seen it. So,
And you probably never seen it because you're black, and you went to school in Kansas.
but
So
our school had fraternities and sororities.
they probably did, but you wouldn't know the inner workings of them because you're black.
Well, I actually was going to join one,
Yeah, but you wouldn't know the inner workings of one because you're black.
but it was a black sorority.
That's cool.
So
What was that, about 5 of y'all?
no, it was not 5 of us. But I will say this: I was a freshman, and what they were trying to do was haze.
That's a negative side of.
But see,
people die from hazing, so don't.
I feel like they were using the word haze, but we weren't really being hazed. Like, all we had to do was just go capture the sorority flag. That's it.
From where?
Huh?
From where?
Like a field. Like, it was like a race. Like, they put us in groups. And
God,
so
Kansas, do you have anything interesting out there to do? Running through cornfields to grab a flag? See, y'all think it's a game.
It wasn't a cornfield, but it was dark outside, so it was group. Right. So one of the young ladies, she got scared. She called her mom crying. Her mom called the president.
The president of the school?
President of the school, and they shut it down.
She has some money?
I'm assuming she had to have had something because they wouldn't just shut down the sorority. But
so your sorority got shut down before you even got a chance to join.
Man, I was so mad. I was just like, and I captured the flag.
And you captured it. You would be the one to capture the flag.
Yeah. So I've never seen a negative side of that, but I get what you're saying. Where you're just saying stop all of the negative.
Yeah, because it's definitely a negative side. Hazing has gotten. And this is hazing in sports and fraternities and sororities. Yeah. People come back with PTSD. People have been raped and molested. Mm-hmm. People die. People have been hospitalized. A lot of things from hazing and joining fraternities and being a freshman on the football team. Like, even when I was in school, I was a freshman, but I was a nice freshman, so I was able to get away with certain things. Mm-hmm. Like when the seniors was like, "Oh yeah, we all play varsity," so it's like, "Oh, but we gonna mess with some of the freshmen that's here." Like, I was able to take part in putting icy hot and jock straps and shoulder pads. Like, it didn't come my way. Mm-hmm. So, if anything, if you gonna be in one of those fraternities or join a sports club or something, be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah, actually have some talent, because if you suck, it's gonna be bad for you. Be nice when you get on that floor. Have some finesse, some swagger about yourself. Get out there on the floor, get out there on the field, and actually do something. Like, if they see, like, oh, he nice, dang, you
don't even gotta be nice. You just gotta be able to compete. Just not give up.
I mean, they all compete, but it wasn't the same for everybody.
Competing is different.
I don't want to say no names, but it definitely wasn't the same for everybody who competed when we got there.
So there, right? I know, but what I'm saying is, just have heart. You have hard work, because people who are naturally athletic, like, they don't really compete. They're just naturally athletic. I'm not talking about you.
But I was naturally athletic, but I still competed.
Some athletes who are naturally athletic didn't always compete. I'm one of them.
Well, yeah, see, I competed.
But it only gets you so far. But then you can get outworked by a regular, fundamental person who don't know.
Like
don't have no swagger, but they get outbeat. They get out competed. They work harder.
Andy, what was his name? Dude we had with all the hair, Wild thing. Mm-hmm. That played for the Cavs.
Oh, Varejao.
Yes. Yeah, he was ass, but he had a hustle muscle that was crazy. He had heart. Yeah, I can see that at a certain level. Mm-hmm. But in high school, like, all is fair in love and war. Like, they don't give a fuck. Gosh. Like, cause you gotta think, it was even some ninth graders that I stood up for while I was in the ninth grade. Like, no, he good. This is my people.
I think you only speak like that because you was a hazer.
I was, but I like I said, I was accepted. I was able to go do all the senior stuff when.
But you were hazing the people who couldn't.
They better go hit the look. I'm not making fun of hazing. Because there's some people that really got messed up from hazing. But
people still mad at you to this day.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that still mad at me to this day. Even though we 32 years old, people still walking around.
You are
like,
not. Why you keep putting age more time on your age? You are not 32.
How old I'm about to be?
How old are you about to? How old are you?
My birthday's in June.
Okay, how old are you? It's March.
I'm 32.
You're 31.
I was about to drop out that joint at this time. I was a couple sneezes away from coming out early.
You was not after you put your mother through all that long labor. I doubt it.
I'm just saying, I was like I was a real bad fart away from just being. Here I go. I'm here.
He was not trying to come out.
I'm just saying though, I was created by this time. I was cooked.
God. Yeah, you were cooking.
I was cooked.
But you weren't born.
At that point, I was baked. Like I was, probably the longer time that I spent in there is why I came out nice in sports. Maybe y'all should stay in there a little bit longer. Cook a little longer.
Go past the due date.
You'll learn a couple things in this world before you actually come out.
No.
But no, for real. On some serious though, because I don't want nobody getting offended, because like I said, it is some people who still really, really dislike me. And I apologize if I made anybody, high school, middle school, junior high, college, any part of your life I made bad, adulthood, if I made it bad just because I'm just
My
who I am.
That's a shame.
I'm going to give a sincere apology.
We listening.
I just did. I'm giving a sincere apology.
He's out that you thought I was going to give one.
Oh, I'm giving one. This is my apology. This is my sorry for.
2004.
Oh, that's not saying that. We may get in trouble. Well, real talk though.
Oh my God. But no, yeah. So.
But
Stop the negativity.
Yeah, stop the negativity and all that. Stop the killing. Stop the
and the gangs.
Stupid mess that y'all doing. Stop the discrimination. Stop the racism. Stop the hazing. Just stop all that shit.
Even down to now, like with this whole COVID thing, there's like the hashtag Asian hate.
Yeah.
It's gotten so bad, and I just feel so bad. I feel so bad. It's gotten crazy.
I definitely feel bad for. I'm just not even gonna say that because people gonna be upset, but I feel bad. Yeah. But I just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. We got to do better.
Yeah, for sure.
As people, we just have to do better, and it's so easy to be manipulated by media and social media, the news, and other people's opinion, and people form their own opinion based off of what they see, what they hear, and stuff like that. Right. So it's just this whole Asian hate has gone so far. It's just getting out of control. Right. It's so terrible. But yeah, we gotta get it together. Yeah, we gotta get it together as people.
And that's worldwide, just not with that. It's just worldwide.
As people,
as people, we just gotta realize that
as
people
our gang.
People. Yeah, for sure. The gang of human race.
Yep.
If you feel like you're another species, then I'm not talking to you, but because there's some people out there that don't think they're humans, and that's cool.
Well, take your cell phone back. Tell them where you been.
Yeah, it's cool. Nah, we ain't gonna tell them to go back. That's hate. Let them be wherever they want to be.
Well, if they're here hating, see ya.
Well, yeah, that's different. Yeah. But speaking of gangs, it's another really, really big gang that I think they need a spokesman right now because they hurting.
Who?
They hurting. Because at this point, I'm hurting for y'all because I feel like it's a lot going on within y'all community, within that community that is just all in array right now. Hot girl summer.
Oh.
I think y'all summer been rescheduled.
Let me be.
You definitely can't be a spokesman for Hot Girl Summer.
Well, I can't be a spokesperson, but let me be the person to say it's over with.
It's over with.
Summer's over.
It's just, look, no, because I'm hearing reports hot off the presses that it's being tweeted and
it is
sent out at a very high rate that somebody is still out there promoting, saying it is still on as scheduled. Over to you, Tyler. Is this true?
Yes, that is absolutely true. We have the one and only JT.
Okay.
From the City Girls. She has came out and made a statement, said that the City Girl Summer, Hot Girl Summer, is not over and is in full effect. However, I don't know how that's going to work because she's booed up and possibly going to be pregnant and and married very soon to little Uzi. So
little Uzi for sure.
Let me just tell y'all, Hot Girl Summer over.
How you do that? The shoulder roller, right? Little Uzi. You know what though? It is crazy because I feel bad for that group because right now I feel like they just all over the place.
know what? There was never a hot girl anything. Okay.
It was. Oh no.
No. Let me say this first. There was okay. Let me rephrase that. There was a hot girl summer, but these hot girls was not living life the right way. Okay. They was preaching hot girl summer while y'all ladies out there. I'm out here. I'm in the streets. I'm for the streets.
For the streets, for sure.
I'm for the streets. But they was over there laid up, booed up, getting pregnant.
For sure.
Kissing and all types of stuff with they mans. While y'all out here cheating, running. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Look, we got to stop singing songs and shit. We gonna get in trouble now. Damn.
Okay, no. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the I don't know what's gonna come of the hot girl summer. So we just gonna have to see. Somebody better come out and
I think it's gonna be slow because who gonna step up to the plate? Everybody. Nicki Minaj got a baby. She a mama now, so
and she married.
And she married. Hot girl summer over with for her. Cardi B could preach all that hot girl summer, but you know she gonna run back
and married
to her dude regardless of
her
whatever
husband.
happened.
Yeah,
she's married.
Megan Thee Stallion in a relationship.
Definitely seen her all on the internet, all booed up and kissing.
Miami.
They were saying they was gonna give them a what is it when they mix the names together? Yeah. Says she's gonna get one of those soon.
I think they called it Marty. And she's with She's with what is his name? No, not Playboy Cardi. What's the boy name? Bart? I don't know. One of them Artie boys. So.
Artie boy?
He got Artie in his name. I don't know.
Party Next Door?
No.
Is it? I don't know. But whoever she's in a relationship.
Yeah. Very much so.
Who else? The two city girls, JT and
Young Miami.
Is Young Miami in a relationship?
Yeah, she's with her baby daddy, I think.
Oh, she got a baby?
Yeah, she has a baby.
She's pregnant or has a baby?
She has a baby.
Okay, so it's over with for her. Lil Uzi, as we said before, has JT on Smash. Who else we got?
Those are the only city girls I know.
That was the squad. But now you know who y'all got that's speaking up for y'all? Saweetie. Is it Sweetie or Saweetie?
Who is Saweetie?
Is it Saweetie or Sweetie?
I think it's Sweetie.
Why is it spelled that way then?
Saweetie.
Because right now she's kind of running off with the race.
Who is this? Okay,
Tristan Thompson.
Oh,
I don't know who that guy is.
Do not come for Khloe Kardashian, man.
I don't know who he is though.
Okay, I don't know what his name is, but I thought it was.
Yeah, we don't care either. So, but
she's booed up.
I'm feeling sorry for y'all because it hit right when spring break coming around. It's so bad to the point where I see at spring break, I'm not even seeing like a whole bunch of flashing and titties and like I seen chicks like playing football, like doing football drills, nutcracking on the beach.
Oh my gosh!
Like where they lay down, one got a football, one don't. They say go, they both get up, run towards each other. One got to tackle the other one. Like I've seen them doing that on the beach. Like it's not even like a, you used to when you hear about spring break, it's like kissing and like
just
y'all
partying
out there doing football drills against each other, like the women.
And I don't know how much they gonna hold on to their hot girl summer with Sweetie, but it's a possibility that she may go back to Quavo.
But see, she making some noise right now because she was talking reckless in the little interview she had.
Yeah, I mean, when we all talk reckless every once in a while.
She was talking reckless.
When that camera cut off, we be crying again.
Because she definitely was talking reckless. Like her famous statement now. She famous for two things.
Take care.
Take care.
Oh, she did a little Drake thing in Drake's album cover.
Recently?
Take Care album cover, yeah. So she had put her face on Drake's face, and then it had Take Care on it.
No. Her two biggest accomplishments. Well, I ain't gonna say accomplishments, but what she's known for. One, I just found out, and I felt bad for her even more. One was her statements of, if my boyfriend's good, I'll give him a threesome if he's been behaving. I'll let him pick out the dude, which was crazy dope. I ain't gonna fake though. She said some reckless shit that blew everybody top. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I seen her trash ass freestyle on Ebro's show. And I said, Jesus.
I did see that. Oh,
that was bad.
That was really bad.
That was bad.
I think in the magazine that she just was on the cover of Cosmetology, I think she talks about having PTSD.
From having that
How
do you have
interview.
PTSD from having such a bad interview? Is she scared of mics now?
No,
Is she scared to rap?
I've never heard one of her songs.
I didn't even know she made songs. I thought she was like an Instagram model.
Yeah, I've never heard one of her songs. But she's related to somebody in the industry. I don't know. But
Salt and pepper.
oh my gosh. But ladies, listen. Don't wait for these heifers. Y'all live y'all hot girl summer. Y'all don't need no spokesperson.
Oh, they still out there living it.
A lot of people are worried, but let me just say, don't worry. Just live your hot girl summer. Y'all don't need no spokesperson. Have fun. Live life.
They need a leader.
They don't. You don't need a leader.
Y'all need a
y'all
leader.
become the leader. Somebody become the leader.
No,
there.
because see, when they step up to be the leaders, they be dancing on cars and then they do snatch their ass. And then they taking pictures back.
Yes.
So they need a fierce leader that has the platform to pop their shit, and let these females hear that and give them that energy that they had before, because it's slowly dwindling. And then that one dude with that podcast, he really just, I forget his name, Kevin, whatever, the one that be dogging all the females on his podcast. He really tearing the hot girl summer up.
I don't know.
The one that be like talking that mess about like chicks who be thinking they a 10. Or,
yes, I heard that. He's like old. Isn't he an older
I don't
dude?
know. I guess he's an older dude. He be talking some hot shit. Getting real spicy with him on the podcast, and he really blowing the hot girl summer scene up. He blowing it up.
All y'all hot. Just y'all live y'all hot girl summer.
Yeah, they gonna be real
girls.
hot when
enjoy it.
June come around.
Kicks it. We out here.
Hey, I hope so, because as of now, it's looking kind of no.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
Ladies unite.
Jesus. If
Get information.
Yeah, because but see, they don't even have. See, you got to think, they don't even have Beyonce right now making like, what was that album where she was like kind of airing out
Lemonade.
They don't even have that right now.
Well, in true Beyonce form, she may just drop something.
She may see that the void is there, and she just be like, I need to help my ladies out. Beyonce, get these hoes a hand.
Get it. You know you dead wrong for that.
They need it.
Oh my
They need
god.
it. Jay-Z, let her make some wild song and talk some mess about some stuff so they could all be like, to the left, to the left.
And that's the thing. It's all just an illusion, because it's like people just make songs for what is popping at the time. Whether you married or engaged or in a relationship, whatever it is. Like, okay, I see these women need a void fill, so let me just make a hot track, and then everybody just run with it. Hey, I'm about to be a rapper. Sure. I got y'all, ladies. I got y'all.
Tracks.
I'm about to drop some music.
Yeah, drop that shit. Drop that shit.
I am. I'm about to. I got y'all. Don't worry. I'll be y'all leader.
Oh God.
I got
Here
it.
go another married woman talking about she about to lead the hot girl summer movement.
Gang.
Oh Lord. I feel sorry for y'all.
Let me not put that up, because I don't even know what signs I put up. I am not associated with no gang over here, but the Million Gang. So
I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. If she doing y'all hot girl summer, y'all might as well get ready for bed at 9:30. She gonna be sleep on y'all ass.
Listen, I ain't say I was gonna be out here, but I was just trying to help.
But for real though, I have noticed that, and I hope they pull it together though. It's a lot of ladies out there that I think was really hoping for that after being quarantined and on lockdown.
Yeah,
they was just ready to get out here and just think they was gonna tear it up.
And they still can.
But see, quarantine was the biggest enemy for them.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of them.
And I think that alone is giving people the drive to just tear it up this summer anyway, because we've been in lockdown. So you technically don't need.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think because people been in lockdown so long, everybody got booed up. Nobody wanted to sit in the house alone.
Yeah.
So everybody either pregnant, like you. Every time you look around, you're like, "Dang, she pregnant? She having a baby?" Yeah, because you ain't had nothing else to do in the house. Wasn't nobody going to work.
That's a lot of people about to be breaking up between the next couple months.
Oh yeah. You know, around this time, when it started to get warm, you gonna see a lot of people really, really getting in their bag, getting fancy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Instagram stories and posts talking reckless. It's gonna be a lot of that. And then when you see them, you're like, what y'all doing riding together? Oh, you know, she needed a ride home from work. So I looked out. But
I hope all the hot girls have a great summer.
But aside from that, if y'all do have your hot girl summer, just be safe.
Yeah, that's right.
Because as we were saying before, it's dangerous days right now.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous. Women used to semi get a pass. And I don't want to take away from any trauma any women have went through as far as like rapes and stuff like that, because that never got a pass on that. But as far as like street violence and robberies and murders, like women and children weren't always a target.
Mm-mm.
And now it's just like a free for all where they don't care.
Yep.
I want to speak to my city for a minute about that. It just bothers me because I'm seeing more and more, as we spoke about before, that Cleveland Remembrance page. It's women on there every day, multiple women on there every day, and it's not just like regular like, oh, you know, died of old age, health issues, accident. Like it's
gun violence, domestic violence, rape, like, a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like to the point where they like trying to rob females and it ain't going as planned and they killing them. I just seen on the west side 2 people got killed at a restaurant.
Yeah.
A man and a woman. And it might have been more. I don't want to leave nobody out. And you know, our prayers go out to all of those families that's involved in incidences like that, because I mean, that person definitely deserves to go to jail for what they did, but at the same time, that's another person that's lost from another family. And with it being dangerous days, one thing that is also on the spike that we really, 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 I feel like the state needs to start making some noise about this is police chases.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, let me see. Actually, since the beginning of this year, there have been multiple police chases in our city. And I'm pretty sure all of them have ended with civilians losing their lives.
Yeah, some type of death involved.
Whether it's they were just walking or in another vehicle driving, those police chases have ended in the death of civilians. And
it's crazy because I feel like that's something that should have been put into play a long, long time ago, because police chases really have scarred a lot of people. Like my little cousin, if I'm not mistaken in the story, I know is correct. My little cousin is 20-something now, probably like 22, 23 or something around that age. And her father was killed in a police chase, and he wasn't the one being pursued.
Right.
It was somebody else,
and
they hit a vehicle that he was in.
Yeah.
And that was 20-something years ago, and it's still happening to this day at a very, very high rate. And what makes me bring it up is because I feel like depending on the area and the situation of what area that is going to be a chase through is where they pump the brakes. A close friend of mine's daughter was in an accident on the west side, where they said a white female hit her car, left her spine bruised and some other things, hit her from the back, hit her car, and then fled the scene. And I guess she went through like the area called Lindale, which is like I guess a nicer area. I've never been over there, but she went through the area of Lindale, and the police basically told my friend like, "Oh, we're not gonna pursue because we're not allowed to." And I think it was predominantly because she went through a nice area where if they would have chased through there and somebody got hurt
and tore up the city,
it would have been hell to pay compared to East Cleveland or the inner city of the West Side or Euclid or, because like he responded when I was talking to him, he was like, they just was chasing two younger dudes in a police chase the day before his daughter got hit in a stolen car. So it's like, where does the rule change? Like, at what city borderline does it change to the point where it's like, well, no, we don't want to go through the problems and the issues with that councilman or that city or that community of taxpayers. We don't want those issues. But for other areas, we don't care. We'll tear the city up, kill innocent people, all over a stolen car. Like, okay, they in a stolen car, you seen them, they didn't pull over. You don't chase people through the streets doing 70, 80 miles per hour down residential area streets.
Right.
Like, it's bound for something bad to happen.
Yeah, right.
Like, people's reaction time not even good. People get hit by cars going 25 miles an hour.
Right.
Like, now you doing 50, 60, 70 down a side street.
Yeah, and it's hard to get out of the way
of a car.
Yeah, right. Especially if there's a high traffic area, like, one of the main streets in Cleveland that run through multiple cities, Euclid. It's hard to get out of the way, especially if it's a police chase, because I think parts of that street is one lane.
And you know what's even crazier is, so people react to things differently.
Right.
So it may be a scenario where we're both driving on that road and we see a police chase happening. One of us may be the person that's able to get out of the way and clear themselves of it, but the other may be a person that clams up and does the wrong thing and creates more of an issue. It just makes no sense. Even speaking on the street Euclid, a couple years ago, not a couple, but some years back, they had that chase on Euclid right before the holiday. What holiday was that? Because we was at a hotel.
It was right after the holiday. It was right after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And they chased these two people in this car, and that chase not only had accidents, but it ended in them shooting over 100 and something rounds into the car of these two individuals. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about, they said cops was standing on the hood of the car just emptying clips into this vehicle while it was stopped at that point. Which makes me just speak on the thing of police brutality and things like that are still at an all-time high. Like, these are things that we talking about that we've seen happen over the years. And then we look up and they're still here.
Yeah. I feel like there is there's more reform that's going on about it now than years ago. And I think that I'm hopeful that years to come that eventually we'll get to a place where this isn't continuing to happen. Because back then there was so much going on and it was happening, and then people were just like kind of sweep it under the rug or not bring light to it. But now, because we are outside of just a police chase, just like you said, police brutality, where officers are killing people, whether they're innocent or not, they're just willingly killing people. There's more reform brought to it, and now there's like defund the police. They're putting all these types of these organizations together to kind of raise awareness and make change. So I'm hopeful that the years coming, that we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right. Well, you know what? I just, with that statement, I disagree. Just on the strength of, I feel like now it isn't, I don't think back in the day it was swept under the rug. I just think, well, I'm not going to say it wasn't swept under the rug, because it definitely was still swept under the rug, which I feel like is still swept under the rug now. I just feel like it gets more publicity because technology that we have in our hands at this point. Like back with Rodney King and stuff like that, people couldn't grab a cell phone, record it, put it on WorldStar, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, put it on Pinterest if they fucking want to, wherever, for masses of people to see. I feel like that was one of the things. But even now today, with all of the technology that we have, reform is in play. I will say that. But these officers have to comply with the reform that's being put in place. Mm-hmm. Like, you can tell me all the time, hey, you're not allowed to back out of your driveway onto a busy intersection. But if I pull in my driveway when I get home, I'm backing out of my driveway to get out. Like, you can't change that. So reform, yes, I feel like they putting reform in place to quiet everybody down. Like, look, we're doing this because we don't want you to lose money, and but that reform that's being put in place, it's not being put in action. Like, they're not complying to the reform that's there. Like, people still getting shot. Mm-hmm. People still getting slammed and hemmed up. Personally, we know somebody who just got into a situation with that. I'm not going to expose who, but they know who they are and they know what they're going through right now. It's just, you can speak about reform till you blue in the face, but it has to actually be put in place to where it's making people change their behavior.
Yeah. So, and I think that when I say, a lot of things are changing because, and from back then up until now, because even back then when you talk about the Rodney King riots and stuff like that, like, a lot of people were still living in fear and living in oppressed mindset. Now, we're in 2021. A lot of people aren't scared. A lot of people aren't scared to fight. And then on top of that, we are putting ourselves, and I'm going to speak on the African American race. We're putting ourselves in a position where we can make change, as with politicians and mayors and councilmen and stuff like that. The people who really need to sit in those positions to make the decision of change, regardless if a lot of officers refuse to change their mindset or change the things that they do, they will be held accountable, because at the end of the day, there's things in place so that they are supposed to change the way they act. Now, they don't always comply, just like you said, us as citizens, we don't always comply with a lot of stuff. But like I said, I believe that we're moving in the right direction. We're moving forward in the right direction. And I'm hopeful that these conversations years to come lessen to where it's more negativity, but lessen the negativity and move forward into a more positive.
I don't know.
Space.
I'm just not, it's just not promising to me. And I don't see it. Even down to the point of people being in the right positions as far as politicians and stuff. Like, every politician lie to get into a certain spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
They talk about hot topic.
I agree with that.
Things to make everybody's blood boil and make everybody think you in for this fight. And then when you get in there, you don't do shit. You just float through until you want to move on to your next endeavor, or until it's time for people to vote again. And then you back out marching on the streets, preaching this gospel of what they want to change. And then as far as cops being held accountable, I still don't see it, because there's always going to be that blue wall of silence where cops don't tell on cops.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, even if, and there are some, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all, there are some that will, put their neck on the line, put their career on the line, and basically commit social suicide to their peers to make sure things are done correctly or put somebody on the hot seat if it was done incorrectly. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, and I don't, not to cut you off, but I don't think people not scared. Like, and the reason why I say that is because you got some of the youngest, young-minded, goofy, I don't want to call them dumb, but goofy hotheads that's out here on these streets on a daily basis that will fill a car up with 30 shots, riding around with drums on their car, on their guns, all the stuff that they do. They will shoot up your mama's house, your grandmama's house, your brother's house, anywhere they know you at. They will do all these things to get to you, to murder you, but they'll watch the police beat the shit out of one of their family members and nobody will do anything. They'll just watch it happen. So that lets me know that they still have fear. Because at the end of the day, I've seen situations where people have created like a human chain with all their bodies to not let the cops arrest somebody in situations like that. And I don't think I'm preaching for people to fight the cops and stuff, but it lets me know that they still have that slave master mentality at the end of the day that is it's going to affect how they react. Like, oh, I'll kill you with no problem, and I'll shoot a car with you and your child in it. I'll rob you and snatch your baby out the back seat and take your car off of material. I don't have to know you. It don't have to be no hatred. It don't have to be nothing. But I can watch the police drag a family member out of the house and beat them, sometimes shoot them and kill them, whatever, and they don't do anything. They just watch it happen.
And I'm not saying that all people are no longer living in fear or are continue to live in fear. I'm saying that times have changed where there's more awareness being brought to the situation. Even outside of, like you said, that social media has changed from back then, or the media has changed from back then to now. That's absolutely true. That's 100% true. However, even outside of that, people are like, these generations now are more aware of situations. So when I say they are fearless, it's just like there are people who are fearless where they're making themselves aware and educating themselves on situations to kind of help make change. Now, like you said, you don't see it become as promising, and that's okay. But I'm not speaking like, okay, right now we've changed everything and we doing everything right, because there are some things that we're still doing wrong. There are a lot of things that we're still doing wrong. All I'm saying is that I've seen, just from the history up until now, I've seen a slow progress and change, and I'm hopeful that eventually we can get to a better place.
I don't see progress or
I feel like I
man.
have to be hopeful.
George Floyd just got killed, what, last year?
Yeah, he got killed. But what I'm saying is,
there's no change. Like, it's those cops that did that have no remorse for what they did. They don't feel like they did nothing wrong. Nothing's changed. One
situation or multiple situations is not going to say, okay, we're still in the same space, or we've all moved forward. Like, I feel like there's a slow progress.
No.
I feel like there's a slow progress.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, everybody got, the way they view things and stuff like that. And I also feel that viewpoint is also skewed for us too, because we don't live in a certain lifestyle or do certain things or have a lot of police contact whatsoever. So we don't get a chance to indulge in a lot of things that other people see on the regular basis, just for living in certain neighborhoods, just for sitting on certain porches, just for going to certain stores, things like that.
That doesn't make us blinded to situations, because
I didn't say it makes us blind.
Yeah, so you didn't say that. You didn't say that. I'm saying that doesn't make me blinded. I'm just using the word blinded to certain situations because we aren't in those situations, because we're still raising black men, young black boys to be men.
But it's easy for our opinion to be skewed based off of the bubble that we live in. Like, it's easy for that to happen. Like, we can't speak on stuff that happened in trap houses because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We can't say what they do in the White House downstairs in the basement. We don't know. We're not in that area. We're not in that situation. Me personally, I just feel like nothing is changing. Awareness is good, but awareness isn't making people stop doing the shit that they're doing. Like, people are still getting shot by cops. Unarmed men are still getting beat up, handled, killed at the hands of cops with all the awareness that's around. Like,
I've seen,
and
even with that, I've also seen a handful of situations or a handful of videos where I've seen cops being held accountable. Now the scale isn't balanced because there's still a higher number of police brutality and violence versus cops being held accountable.
I don't even see no cops being held accountable.
Well, I've seen, like, for instance,
you get fired compared to going to jail for murder. That's not, like, what the fuck is that?
Huh?
Like, if you get fired from your job or you're on administrative leave with pay for murdering somebody. Like,
well, no, I'm not even. Well,
that's not.
So what I'm right, and I agree with it. Right, I agree with that. What I'm saying is the scale one, like I said, the scale is imbalanced. You know, so they, like, for instance, a situation that happened, I believe, in Atlanta, where those officers dragged those college students out of their car, physically, use excessive force, and those cops were held accountable, where charges were pressed against them and they lost their job. Now, that doesn't equate a police killing a man, but all I'm saying is, like, things are being recognized and some cops are being held accountable.
Yeah, I don't know about the situation in Atlanta. I'm not.
Yeah, it was one of the, I think it was a riot a protest for the George Floyd situation. So
yeah, at the end of the day, everybody gonna see things, and I'm one of the worst people to have that conversation with, because a lot of people always disagree with me, because it'd be a lot of those situations where, and I know people gonna dislike me or whatever, or feel some type of way, where people have been shot and stuff like that, and I'd be like, well,
it was justified.
And I ain't gonna say justified. I just say, like, if I was in that situation, I would have probably shot his ass too. Like, that doesn't make it right, but I'm just like, I see why he would have shot him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like, oh, well, he robbed a bank because he needed money for his sick daughter. That doesn't make it right, but I understand why he did what he did. Like, so I'm the last person to have that conversation with, but at the same time, I don't see a swing in momentum. I just feel like it's a lot of other things that are on the plate right now. And now we have everyone being elected into the positions that they were fighting for. And now you just kind of hear a little bit of radio silence about these issues, because now they're like, hey, I'm in my seat. I'm on my throne. I've got what I wanted. You voted for me. Things are still messed up, but we're working on it. We're going to get it together. Don't worry. We're going to fix it. But this is the same promises and the same stories that we've heard even before we were born. Like, so if the same things that are happening now are the same things that was happening back in the 60s and 50s and 40s and 30s and 20, like,
and a lot of the things that we can do as people to kind of help push these changes, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard about it, is, being able to let your voice be heard in the form of voting and getting out there, because that's really where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Because like, we was watching the movie, what was the movie?
What was it about?
The Judah and Black Messiah. Is it Black Messiah movie?
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Yeah, we never finished it. But if you see, like, the contents of the Black Panther Party and what they stood for and how they talked about, unity and coming together is what's going to help push change for what we want to see in this country. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are selfish minded when it comes to those things. They're like, well, that ain't gonna do nothing, so I ain't gonna do it. And it's just like, but it does. It matters. It matters. Just like, I mean, if this past election didn't teach us anything, it taught us that, we can swing if we come together and vote and, raise awareness and have our voices heard through voting. We can swing change. And it really starts with us as a people coming together and bringing unity to a lot of the issues that we're dealing with today.
Yeah, and you know what? I think one of the biggest issues that we have today, which I'm torn in between because I'm a proud believer of the right to bear arms, the right to be able to protect yourself, your family, the right to have a gun on you, if necessary, if you've been deemed reasonable and responsible enough to carry a firearm. But mass shootings
Yeah, I was just gonna get
are
that.
insane.
Yeah.
And the difference between the way they make inner city Black, Latino, people of color look like animals and savages, because the inner city violence, the gun violence, the drugs, things like that, the way they portray that, but then they'll turn around and make a mass shooter that are predominantly white. I think the percentage is like 50-something% are white. I think in America since like 82, we've had 120 something mass shootings, 116 mass shootings or something like that. And 50, like almost, well, I know it's over 50%. Over 50% of those have been white males.
Yep.
But the media never portrays that scenario of
Right.
it. They always pull the mental health card.
Yep.
Consistently.
That's about just like this just one that passed in Colorado.
Right.
And even how they, before they even pull the mental health card, even how they handle the shooter. It's just
Exactly.
like it was an African American, they would have tore and ripped him apart.
He would have been dead.
He would have been dead.
He'd have been dead.
He would have been dead. I mean, remember the one shooting in California, the retired military guy? It was like years ago.
Oh, and like the black cop.
Yeah,
guy.
the black. Yeah, he was in the cabin. He ended up driving up into a cabin after he had his mass shooting, and they killed him.
Yeah, I think the house caught on fire or something like that, and he just never came out of it.
Yeah,
The cabin.
yeah. But they were out. So now with this Colorado shooting, they're walking the suspect out to the car.
Mm.
Hands behind his back, just gently, just
Moving
walking
along.
him. Yeah, moving along. Even down
And
to
you knew the dude that did that, black guy that killed those people in California. They was really gonna be on his ass because he killed cops.
yeah, he killed cops. Yeah,
So they was really gonna be on his ass.
but this guy killed a cop.
Yeah,
He killed a cop.
And you know what's crazy? It's just the more that it unfolds. Like, so you got the shooter. Like, if it's a shooter and they're of color, they usually connected to some type of terrorist attack or their religion. They're jihadists, ISIS.
They try to depict this narrative of the person being of terrorist background, where
the big bad person of color. Like, here they go again.
Yeah.
You know, creating havoc against our everyday, normal citizens of America. But then, like, when you look at Columbine, you look at, what was it, Sandy Springs, or I don't want to get these names wrong, but multiple places, Orlando, where they shot up the nightclub, the gay nightclub. It's just like you look at these situations and you just be like people really come to school and shoot up schools in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Or Sandy Hooks, not Sandy Springs, Sandy Hooks.
Yeah.
Like, you just look at these situations and you just be like, how is this even happening? Like, and why does it keep happening? And at what point they keep saying like, oh, well, you know, we wish we would have seen signs earlier, the signs of mental health. Maybe there are no signs of mental health because they're not a mental health issue. Maybe they're the actual terrorists.
Exactly.
Maybe they're just that evil that y'all try to portray other people to be. Like when you killing other kids, like, and you making sure you going through classrooms, killing as many people as you possibly can, or going into a mall, killing as many people as you possibly can. Going to a movie theater on a release date of a movie when you know it's going to be full of families, kids, everybody want to see Batman, Joker, whatever, and you go in there and you shoot the whole spot up. Like, no violence is acceptable from me, to be honest. Like, if you have to defend yourself, okay. I'm not gonna say I was the best. Grew up fighting and stuff on a daily basis. It's a lot of stuff that I done got myself into. By the grace of God, I'm sitting here today. But at the same time, unnecessary, unwarranted violence is just, it's insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's just like, I lost my train of thought when you had brought up the movie thing. About the mental health. Because, you know, they're very quick to stamp mental health on a race outside of the African American race or a colored race. But when an African American person or a person of another descent claims mental health, then it's just like, that's unbelievable.
Right.
That's unbelievable. They refuse, and they refuse to offer resources to people in the inner city who are suffering from mental health, you know, and they don't want to give them anything, or they'll lock them up in prison. And easy lock them up in prison, or deport them ASAP. Yeah, but somebody like this guy, these suspects or these criminals who are shooting up places, they'll throw mental health on them, and they're just sitting in their cells, probably on a plush mattress, getting the food that they choose. Right. They are, you know, getting treated the best. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I was reading one article where one of the criminals, he stated that he can only he has a pescatarian diet, and the judge granted him to eat that food. They have to cook those meals for him every day in prison. Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
And that's what's crazy, man. Like,
so what the heck? It's just ridiculous.
It's just wild because it's like a lose-lose scenario, because you at the end of the day, a person is still a human being. Yeah. People can change. People have changed. People make mistakes. Some mistakes are a lot more egregious in the effects that they have on communities and families and things like that. But it's like, you don't want to make somebody feel like a dog in a cage, but then at the same time, it's like, but you can't even say you had dog behavior, because animals don't even just go on mass killings just for the fuck of it, or to prove a point. Like, even if in cultures, like in species where they have an alpha and they are known for being vicious, lions, and you got wolves or whales, and like, they don't just, like, the alpha don't prove he's an alpha by just like, I'm gonna go on a mass killing and just kill people just to prove a point that I'm big dog.
And even in this conversation, I can see why, just to kind of go back to the previous one, why you make the statement of, I don't see it being promising.
Absolutely.
I can understand that. I can honestly understand and see why you would say that, because outside of police brutality, having these mass shootings and so many domestic terrorist acts, right, it doesn't look promising, because it's a constant cycle of something else. Innocent people are losing their lives consistently. Yeah. So I get it.
But you know, even, you know, I definitely want everybody to do better. I want the awareness to be out there. That's why I like having topics and conversations about things like this, because it's weird because I've been hearing cars out there on the freeway the whole time, and it just got dead silent. Like, it just threw me off. Like, I've been hearing the whole time, like, real, and then it got completely quiet, like the world stopped for a minute. But I like having these conversations and topics and things like that because it does get people aware, and one day it's going to fall in the lap of the right person who can really, really put a fire under other people to make a change, or is in a position to begin the change, to actually not just put a change in place, but make people actually stand on the change that's in place. And I just want to, because we're going to end it out. I do want to end it out just with, it's just too many unique, talented, sophisticated, beautiful, smart people out there. And I just want to let y'all know, like, don't disrespect your blessings with bullshit. I'm gonna
That's a good opposite. That's a good one.
Like, don't disrespect your blessings with bullshit.
Right.
Like, literally, like, everybody is blessed with whatever it may be that they're blessed with. And your mind is so clouded by trying to make the next person conforms to your thoughts and beliefs that you don't even realize what makes you unique. Be you.
Exactly.
Like, be that big fish in your own lake. Who cares if the next person agrees with you, or if you're an outsider or ostracized based off of your thoughts? Fine.
Right.
If that's how you feel, be strong in it.
Stand on it.
Stand on it. But don't go and do rash actions just all out here just because you just like, oh, I need people to hear and know. Because you know what? The topics that we talk about today and tomorrow and the day before yesterday and all of that, the topics that we try to bring awareness to, we bring it to you in a reasonable, civilized manner through conversation, through rallies, through marches. But the topics that they push, it really gets spotlight. Everybody knows what a terrorist is. Everybody knows what ISIS is. Everybody knows what a jihad is, Al-Shabaab. Like, everybody knows what these things are because they literally go out with a bang for what they want people to be aware of, or the fight that they have. They will kill whatever it is. And I'm not saying that all those beliefs are wrong, because I don't know the inner workings of their beliefs, but their actions to get those beliefs across to other people is where they're definitely wrong. I don't know all the inner workings to whatever it is they may believe or what they're working on. Some of them are absolutely wrong. Some of them are absolutely inhumane. Some of them don't have a place in any society. But I just want everybody to get that same energy, but in a positive manner, to get their message across to the masses. Like, I just want everybody to get a chance to get their voice heard.
Yeah. And like you said, be you, be comfortable in who you are, and stand on that. And sometimes, we get, as humans, we get impatient because we expect for things to change immediately. We don't know how to sit in our moments or our phases and stages in life. So that can put us into a mindset where we do some bullshit. We do dumb things. We're impatient. You have to be able to take strides through the different stages or phases within your life. So, recognizing, like you said, your blessings, your talents and stuff like that, and going full force with it and making change to your life, your family's life, getting your message across, because eventually, if it doesn't start now, it's going to eventually touch somebody. It's going to eventually hit the right person. And then when it hits that person, your life is going to change. But you have to be disciplined, and you have to be patient in your journey and your process, because you will eventually get there.
Right. For sure. That was a good one. I really enjoyed this moment. I'm glad to have you back.
Thank you.
I'm glad
I'm
we can
glad to be
still sit
back.
here and, get our therapy on
Yeah.
and conversation.
Good combo.
Once again, though, wherever it's at on the screen, we going to get a like, a subscribe, all that good shit. Just like that. We going to definitely want everybody to pick up that on the Instagram, things like that. Make sure y'all follow the page.
On all platforms.
On all platforms. Instagram, make sure y'all give a follow. We're going to give a Google Podcast, a Spotify, a Breaker, a Pocket Cast, a Radio Public, a Apple Podcast, a Anchor, a YouTube.
All of them.
And we got more to come.
All of them.
We got more to come.
All
It's
of
just
them.
all of them ain't officially
All of them.
accepted it on there and said we good to go. But don't worry.
All of them.
It's going to be on a platform near you. Whatever platform you use, we will be there.
All of them.
For sure. This was episode 9. I want y'all to stay war ready. Be prepared for anything.
Yes.
But also be loving. Be willing to give some love. Sometimes people don't need a smack over the head to get them to change. They just need a hug.
That's it.
Give them a hug. Some words.
Some kind words.
Some words of encouragement. A thumbs up. A like or a subscribe.
I see how you plug that in there.
Shameless plug.
Yes. Blake is war ready.
Yeah, definitely. But this was good though. Episode 9. We had fun.
I'm glad to be back.
Definitely. Everybody stay safe.
Stay safe. We love y'all.
Yeah, definitely.
Continue to support us.
For sure.
Like Blake said, follow us on all the platforms. All of them.
All them platforms. Because they out there.
And then we'll see y'all next week.
Definitely gonna see y'all next week. That's the end of episode 9. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Be safe.
Take care.
Can't bite my tongue, say what I please. Diamonds dancing up my sleeve. Dropped out school just ain't for me, but I still know my ABCs. Pills of X, got O's and P's. Catching plays, you catching Z's. Trapping out the double tree, just counted up like 40 G's. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Still breaking bread with all my folks. Jewels every time I spoke. Zaza every time I smoke. Slept on floors when I was broke. Now I give all my people hope. Food for thought, go grab a fork. VIP look like the fourth. Feet first, I jumped off the porch. We slide on ops like it's a sport. Crack infested, racks invested. Count my blessings, learn my lesson. Odds against me, God was with me. Up a mid and buy a Bentley. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Chop it with you, give you gain. You just like me, you feel my pain. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the most. Giving game to all my folks. Ace of spade, let's have a toast. That's $1 million dose. Run up bands and do the